My name is Mike. I'm with Removery, the world's tattoo removal experts. I'm here with Angel. You are a real estate investor. You are leading a team that does real estate, a mother full-time, and you are a U.S. Army veteran.
Yes, that's the majority of my titles.
Did you know that you wanted to go into the military as a young woman?
Actually, I had like a disadvantaged childhood, and I always knew I wasn't meant to be in my environment. Since I was little, I was like, this is not my destiny. However, once I got a little bit older, I realized that if I had turned 18 and I had any chance of freedom, I don't know if I'd end up in jail, be like a teen mom, addicted to drugs, not alive. Like that was just kind of like a lot of the trajectory of a lot of people I knew growing up. And so I said, what better way to get out of my environment than to serve our country?
Why pick the military? Why not try to go to a faraway college? What was the thought process?
I think I craved structure and discipline. I never had it. Like my childhood was so chaotic. Like I was taken away from my biological mom when I was 11. So even like after being taken away, as much as they would try to instill, I was wild. And so I emancipated myself with the blessing of my adopted parents, my aunt and grandmother, now my mom's at 17 as a junior in high school. So I left as a really bad kid. Like the same junior teacher left for boot camp my junior, senior summer and came back like, yes, ma'am, no, sir. Like, no, thank you. Like, it's like an entirely different person.
What do you think the difference was between drill instructors in boot versus your adopted parents?
First of all, they're scary as ever. And there's no escaping them. And the consequences for what they do to you if you don't listen are vastly. Back then, I don't know what it's like now. I've heard things have changed, but that was back in 2008. So it was a little bit more inhumane at that point. Like, you didn't sleep. You'd be up pulling duty all night, low crawling, like you name it, pick up rocks and move it. Like it didn't matter.
At any point, did you start to think about getting tattooed while you were in the military?
No, I think I was just traumatized from the ones I had. I was like, my first one was 11 years old and my last one was 16.
11.
Yeah.
So at 11, what kind of tattoos are you getting?
So it's interesting because I got one on my chest and it's not like I was flat chested. I was intoxicated at a party at 11. It was after I was taken away from my biological mother and I was already exposed to like drugs, alcohol. And so I was at a party with obviously much older kids. I want to say the man that was tattooing there was 18 and I got one there because I remember thinking like my sports bra will cover it so no one will be able to see it.
When did your parents find out about it?
I was 14.
So 3 years you hid it.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, clearly classmates must have seen it, friends must have seen it.
Yeah.
As you're turning 17, getting ready for boot camp, I know part of the enlistment is they do an assessment of everything that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, what was your thoughts on your tattoos?
I was embarrassed. I was super grateful that it wasn't in a location that would have forbidden me to join. So I was grateful for that. But they were just so trashy to me. Even at that phase of my life, I just was embarrassed.
Did you do anything to cover or hide them on a daily basis?
I still do. I feel like, one, I wanted to hide them because everyone always wants to know what are they from, especially later in life, because now if you know me, it doesn't make any sense. When you see what they are, you're like, Angel, what? Like, what were you thinking? So it always unpacks the question of how old were you? What happened? What do they mean? They mean nothing. To me now, like, and even then, it's always like a reminder of my childhood trauma that I've worked so hard, to heal from.
And you mentioned you started tattoo removal maybe 8 or 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. When I first moved here, yeah, about that.
How did that come to be? How did you find out that removal was even a thing?
Well, of course I searched it because oh my gosh, I'd get invited to these parties and these mansions and like bathing suits. And I'm like, oh, and I was so embarrassed all the time. And I'm still but now they have like bathing suits that cover a little bit more. So it's like not as bad. So I started researching and it was a company that I think did everything. They did all kinds of things. And I would always tell them, I'm like, I don't see anything happening or it doesn't hurt. Like, isn't supposed to and they're like, and the woman didn't really know a lot. So I think she was new. And then when I didn't see the results, I was like, okay, like you guys are just having me. And I just honestly thought it could not. They told me the blue could not be removed.
Yeah, I mean, technology 10 years ago was really kind of at the beginning stage of what is now known as modern tattoo removal. So it's definitely changed a lot in a decade, even more accelerated over the last 4 to 6 years or so. What is it going to feel like for you to have these tattoos gone?
I just feel like I'll finally be able to wear whatever I want. Like I can not base my brand off of covering them up. Like when I shop right now or like what I wear, it's like I have to be so cautious of like what shows and what doesn't. Because I just don't want to walk in a room and someone judge me instantly off of what those could be because they're they're like little hood rat tattoos. Like, I don't even know how to, like, I don't know what to say. It's like terrible.
You've mentioned a few times that they're embarrassing and that, you wish you didn't do them or somebody would talk you out of them. Why would you want to work with Removery and share this?
I just was like, okay, let's go along for the journey. And I hope that it inspires someone to either prevent them from getting a tattoo that might not mean something. It costs way more to remove it than it does to get it usually. Like, I didn't pay for it. I don't think I paid for anything for that tattoo. But I also just hope that I inspire someone that if they've felt embarrassed or they didn't want to like take the steps to remove their tattoo because they were ashamed of it, like, don't be. And that there's a solution for you.
Are you thinking now that as you're creating this content that the people who know you, who have never seen them, might look at you a little bit differently?
No. I think like I'm such an open person. So it's like when you get to know me, I go deep. Like I go deep with you. I love you. Like we're either there or we're not. So anyone that has entered into my world that I think care about their opinion, I think that they'll just be like happy for me.
When we initially spoke, one of the things I wanted to bring you up to speed was on the history of Removery and knowing that we have a clinical advisory board, that we are constantly trying to reevaluate and evolve everything about the entire experience of tattoo removal. Did you know we had one of those before you reached out?
No, I've never seen a company have so much success and excitement around what they do. And I was excited. Like when I went to your guys' Instagram, I was so excited. Like I was excited to like open the conversation to remove my tattoos again, like something that I've been dreading for so long.
It was one of my favorite conversations was when we first spoke because you've empowered yourself to do everything literally from day one. From whether it was getting tattooed because you were rebelling to joining the military to pursuing nursing, and then you empowered yourself to move across the country because you knew Ohio wasn't going to be the end all be all for you. You're now empowering your children to follow in your footsteps to have your empire built and have them take over at a certain point. The one thing you don't have control over personally is the ability to manage your tattoos outside of covering them.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to empower you to have them removed. What does that feel like?
For once, I'm not in the driver's seat, but someone else that's better than me is.
How does it feel knowing that Removery's driving?
I'm excited. I'm really excited. I've never like the experience thus far has just been incredible.
There's a lot of people out there that are kind of stuck in that cycle of doing research and trying to get information. What do you tell them?
Just pick up the phone and ask the question. Because I think one of the reasons I waited too is because I'm like, well, like, what if like I can't wear something or I have to avoid the sun or, just so many things that I'm like, I'll just put this off. But no, I can cover it. I can still do my tanning if I need to with the cup, like the tape that they recommended.
Consultations are free at Removery.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you book one?
I didn't even think, I don't know.
If somebody's out there kind of doing their research now, should they book a consult?
For sure. And I'm so excited now, but it's been a journey. It's like the final, like, it's almost like a scar, right? So it's like the final thing that reminds me of a whole nother part of my life that doesn't even feel like it's real anymore.
One of the things that I don't think we talk enough about is the future. Because the journey only gets us to the finish line for most people getting tattooed or going through life-changing moments. I'm sure the times in boot camp where when you had a low crawl was awful and you can smile about it now. But when you're kind of brushing dirt and stones out of your bloodied elbows, you're just like, why am I doing this? Moving on is super important. Is this going to be the closure for that emotional part?
Yes, it's the final part of that chapter.
When we initially spoke, I let you know about our Ink Initiative program. This is a program that we offer to people that were previously incarcerated, former gang members, hate and racist tattoos, survivors of domestic violence and human trafficking. And based on the history that you had as a young person going through some of this and going through foster families and then forever homes and things like that, we initially tried to see if you were interested in that. And you said, no, I need to tell my story. Why was it so important to tell the story?
God told me I need to. I don't know. And then anytime I kind of feel like maybe I shouldn't, I get like signs that I'm supposed to. Like I met these two lovely little like young ladies at an airport, one of my last travels. And I overheard them talking about a young, I think she was like 11 or 12-year-old girl that their families had fostered. And she was like going down the wrong path. And I was like, are you guys foster like siblings? Like what, and we start talking and I'm like, man, they're like, you need to tell your story. I'm like, I do. I feel like God is the reason and the propelling factor with everything that's like my strength behind me. And he's like, there is someone that you're going to inspire. No, I just feel like if anyone's watching this, I hope it inspires them to take the first step. Like, don't be afraid. And if you're contemplating getting a tattoo, don't, unless you know that's something that you're going to want for a long time. Because even if you do have the option to remove it, like, do you want to go through that journey, if you don't have to? And I like that. Like, I want to be different and just be me.
How can people find you online?
So I just changed my Instagram, Angel Collins, and 3 underscores. So Angel Collins ____.
Has the YouTube channel launched yet?
For my real estate, but my kids, I'm launching it right now, and you can find them at the Vartanian Brothers.
Amazing.